Welcome back to Tom's One Take, and this week, one of my favorites, absolutely one of my favorites, James Bond. And I'm going to play you the opening of the first movie, Dr. No, which came out late 50s, early 60s, but let's just play it and we'll talk. Now, the interesting thing when it comes to James Bond music is, A, it's unbelievably fantastic. But for whatever reason, John Barry was always the name that was attached to the score and to all the movies that came after that. Which he actually did write a good amount of scores for James Bond. But this original theme was actually written by a guy that was called Monty Norman. And Monty Norman was just fired of a movie, some Indian underground movie, I forgot what it was. And he had a ballad version of this famous theme. Boom, ba-la-lum, boom, 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 ba-la-lum, boom. Very slow, and he was singing along with it. And John Barry was a very, very well-established big band arranger, very good at what he does, clearly, because we're listening to it. And I think at that point, I'm not sure what happened, but MGM might have said, well, Monty, that's really great what you have here, but maybe somebody else should arrange it. And that became, I'm blanking on his name. What's his name again? John Barry. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. Anyway, so John Barry became very, very famous with the sound of James Bond and all the things that he came up with. And he became important actually all the way to the late 80s as far as I remember. Even with collaborations with artists, he co-wrote a lot of songs with different artists. Shirley Bassey, obviously, Thunderball, She Did It Again, Diamonds Are Forever, if I'm not mistaken. Then there were hit and miss collaborations like Duran Duran and Aha. Not sure if that was all that great. Later on, I thought the one with Adele was extremely successful. It was like a year or two ago. So John Barry has been very, very important for the sound of James Bond. And then after that, one or two other composers, three composers, took over that incredibly heavy-handed stick to then continue the Bond legacy. But John Barry, for me, was the one that really gave the sound of James Bond and the character, the roughness of the arrangements and the playing of the big band. So what a theme, what an arranger, what a film composer. John Barry, but also Monty Norman. So, if you have anything interesting to say about this score or any future James Bond scores, please leave your comments below. And if you have tips and tricks for us, what to focus on next, or what we're doing wrong, or what we can do better, well, let us know. And we'll be back soon. Thank you very much.